what we doing here is we dug out a pile of dried beans. I backed the camera up where you could kind of tell what was going on, but what we're doing is these beans are dried, breaking them open, and we're digging out the seed that's on the inside. So I got a pile right here that I'm just kind of going through, breaking the shells. I've had them in a bucket, put in a Tupperware tub actually outside under a table where I do some of my potting up plants and whatnot. And save these seeds. This is a rattlesnake pole bean is what this is. But it's fixing to be 1st of March is tomorrow. Today's February the 28th. So not time to plant yet, but it's time to be getting your stuff together. Figure out what you're going to be doing and what you're going to plant and coming up with your seed and not waiting to the last minute to decide you're going to gather everything up. So this afternoon we had a few extra minutes before we do some other stuff, and I was going to get into these seed and make sure you got to check them, make sure there's not weevils in them. Probably what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to find me a jar. If you look right here, I hauled a gourd out a while ago. The martins are showing up. So what I did with this is I drilled a hole with a hole saw. Unfortunately, I only got to do one because I broke the bit out of my hole saw. Actually, the little set screw broke and the drill bit spun in it, but it don't work either way. But you drill a hole in here and you hang. We're building a cross piece and we're going to put it up on about a 24-foot pole. Put that up. But anyway, I took the seed out of that. That gourd's been laying up for a while. So I got me a bottle, poured those seeds out of that one gourd. That's how many out of that Gatorade bottle come out of one gourd. So I labeled gourd on there. But I'm going to save them. I'm going to plant those. I actually got these from a friend of mine. I didn't grow any gourds last year. Didn't have any seed. But I'm trying to collect all heirloom seeds. I've ordered some over the internet. I'm not a big fan of buying everything. I like to already have it, but I'm trying to acquire some heirloom seeds. Now, if you go to your local store where you buy seeds or you order seeds, a lot of times you're going to come up with hybrid this, hybrid that. And those are, most of the time, better plants. You'll come up with a healthier plant that resists disease. That's what they're bred and designed for. But if things get bad and on a homestead, I feel like I have the need to have my own seed. I want to be able to save it. Now I'm sure when I go to plant my garden, I'm going to go buy some hybrid whatever seeds, tomatoes, a little few or whatever, and plant them just because some of those varieties I like. I really like Oriental Express cucumber. It's a long skinny cucumber, and it's a hybrid, but I really like the taste of it. Once it gets overgrown and big, a lot of people throw them out of their garden. You can slice it up and fry it, and it's delicious. The straight eights and stuff, they're not as, once they get big, you can fry them and they're not good. That's all there is to it. But I'm saving these seeds. This is an heirloom seed. Most of these will reproduce, but I'm going to look for weevils and whatnot, go through these seeds, try to make sure I pick out the good ones. Sometimes it could be a little tedious process, but anything worth doing, there's going to be work involved in it. But I'm going to probably put them in a jar, and this is my little trick. I can't promise you that it works 100% every time. I've only done it a few times. I'm still learning as well. I want to be clear that I ain't saying all of this is an exact science. Most of it generally is. The old timers done it. If the old timers done it for years and years and years, it worked. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a little 7 dust in the jar, shake it up good on the seeds. That way, if there is any weevils still in maybe one of these seeds I miss or whatever, that'll kill it. And that way they're somewhat treated when I get ready to put them in the ground. But as we go through this gardening season, I'm going to try to do some more videos, little tips, tricks, stuff that I've picked up and learned. I'm still learning. Most every gardener will tell you they don't know everything. They're still trying to figure it all out too. But gardening is a lot of fun. As in, as raising babies, chicks, or I'm raising chickens right now. I've got babies going in the brooder coop. I've done videos there in the incubator hatching. It's exciting to come in every day from work and see what's hatched, or either get up in the morning when you get out of bed and go in there and see new babies that's running around in there, or maybe possibly still hatching out of the shell. It's exciting. New life coming forth. That's what it's all about. That's why I love farming, gardening, and most of what I do is a hobby. I'm not a self-sufficient by any means. I hope that one day I can get to be self-sufficient, but right now we still work for a living and pay our bills, and we pay for internet, pay for light and water and all that stuff. But anything that you do on your own to be independent is good to learn, because you can't just jump out and decide I'm going to be all on my own right off the bat. You need to learn some of these qualities a little along while you still got something else you can depend on and fall back on. Learn how to do everything. Do it as a hobby. Do it for fun. Learn how to save your own seed. Learn how to dig your own well. Learn how to raise your own food. Learn how to hunt, fish. Be successful at it. And hunting, a lot of people want to, it's all about you just want to murder animals. No, I have a lot more respect for those animals out there running around, and I preserve and save way more of them than I kill. And a good hunter, he's going to try to help and feed and take care, and I don't want to overfeed the wild animals. They need to learn to depend on themselves out there, but you're going to try to make it easier for them. I want to create an environment that they can survive in. And it's the same way with a garden. You've got to create an environment out there in that soil for these plants to take off. They're not going to just randomly come up everywhere. Same way with rabbits and deer and whatever else. I don't try to feed deer to keep them alive, but I feed them to help them so that when times get hard and it's cold, and like right now it's been raining almost every day, it seems like every other day. In Mississippi, we've had a pile of rain. In fact, one day it rained 4.5 inches. The following day it rained 1.5 inches. That was 2 days ago, and then last night it come another rain. We had 1.5 inches of rain last night. So chicken pens are a mud hole. Gardens are muddy, which there is no garden right now, but I do have some collards, turnip greens, mustard greens and stuff growing, onions, but muddy. But what we're doing is we learning how to save these seeds, learning how to take something that we grew and not have to depend on a store to go buy it. That way if something happens one day and you can't go to a store and buy it, you know how to make it. But me get all these done, we'll get back to you later. This is what we've come up with our rattlesnake pole beans. Now I've got to pick through all this, clean them up. But if you'll look, let's see. There's weevils in here. I'm going to dust these and leave them laying on this counter for a little bit tonight, because I have seen a few weevils in here. But anyway, that's a good amount of seeds. That's the size of my hand, and that's kind of pretty much mashed flat. That's not that's not piled up. That's a good many beans. We're not going, when you have to cut sticks, you don't want to plant way more than you can handle. But anyway, we're going to dust them, and I may show you that. This is the 7 dust that I'm going to use. It's in the Garden Tomato Favorites. It's just a dust. This can's old, it's about empty, but anyway, it's kind of pink looking, if you can tell with that color. These LED lights sometimes will color. It's hard to tell, but I'm gonna kind of show you how I'm gonna liberally, I like to say that word, liberally coat them. It's alright to be goofy sometimes, I reckon. It better be, because I'm goofy sometimes. But anyway, if there's any weevils in that, maybe that'll get rid of them. And if there's any mice wants to come in here and get in that, maybe to get rid of them too, because they come in here and get my chicken feed. My daughter, we got chicken feed everywhere. We got it stacked up here. That's the rest of the gourds that I've got to get ready. I had to put this in here. That's all my scratch that I feed them the game fowl. I mix it with dog food and whatever. Trying to see what we just kind of mix it up. But them mice get in here and go to play, and the cats are useless. But this is the amount we got. We're gonna find us something to put this in here before long. I'm gonna show you a little bit about how we dry some of our seeds. This is peppers. And what we've done is we've tied them up in the rafters of this shed and hung them upside down. Now it's a little bit moist in Mississippi right now, and they're not really dry. But that's jalapeno peppers. That's habanero over there. I've also got some cayenne hanging in here with it. You can see some of them back there on that back side. But that's some of my peppers that I've been growing for a couple of years, and I hang them up like that and dry them. I get plenty of seed out of it. Just a few chickens, they eat some. You can see some of them, the birds and winds done knock down there, and chickens eat on them. But that's just one of the ways we dry them. Those bean seed, I just kind of let them dry on the vine. I left them until they was completely dry on the vine, and then we picked them and put them in a bucket and stored them in a Tupperware tub till this spring.